Hey guys, TerraPup here, and today we're going to take a look at three small board computers. They all have the AMLogic CPU on them. They are made by different manufacturers. Going from left to right, we're also starting off with the older of the processors, working to the newer one. So this is the LibreComputer potato. This has an S509. This is the Banana Pi M5, which has an S509X3. And lastly is the Khadas VIM1S, which has a 905 Y4. And the reason I wanted to kind of show you these, some people tout them as Pi alternatives. They are small boards in their own right. And these computers are pretty good, that the fact that they are anywhere from $40 to $60 in cost. So we're going to kind of go over them real quick and explain some of the benefits and things like that. And this is leading up to my Learning Linux series that you guys know I've been talking about. I am going to be continuing that, but I wanted to show some small board computers that you could install Linux on and be able to learn and not spin an arm and a leg. I will, though, with full disclosure, saying that by the time you buy power supplies, SD cards, and cases, you could technically go on Facebook or eBay and buy you a small form factor Dell or Libre computer. So these are great in the fact that you can learn it. You can do projects such as retro gaming, set up devices, learn how to code with Python, learn how to do setting up pins and things like that. So that's kind of why I wanted to go this way, because I want to show something that not only can you learn Linux on, but you can actually do worldwide applications. Okay guys, so switching cameras, we have our three small board computers. And we're going to start talking first about the potato from LibreComputer. And they tout that all their stuff is designed with parts on the shelf, so it's an open source computer. This one, again, comes with the S905X. Can go up to 1.5 gigahertz, 2 gigs of DDR3. There is no Wi-Fi on this. It has a 100 megabit port, 2 USB 2 ports, HDMI 2.0. You can't see it, but they're right there. 40 GPI pins, and is powered by a micro SD power supply. So if you have a Pi 2 or Pi 3, it uses the same one, and has an audio jack. The one thing that makes this a lot different from the Raspberry Pis, well, again, instead of having a Broadcom chip, this does have the AMLogic, is it has an infrared sensor here. So if you're lucky enough, you can program a remote controller and make this into a media box. Okay, it has ART on it, UARP pin configuration, so that you can set up and see it boot, and can update the SPIs. And unlike our other two boards, it does have a slot for EMC, and you can select what type of embedded media module you want to use. be it 1632 or 64 or 128. Again, I own quite a number of these. Their CPU is very nice that it has pins that you can plug directly into the motherboard. It sits tightly on there, and it is very nice. It is a Raspberry Pi 3 Plus form factor, and as you can see, I do have it in a old clear official Raspberry Pi case, and it worked out pretty nice. Next is our Banana Pi M5. This is actually one of my newer computers. I got this at the beginning of the year. This comes with an S905 X3, supports 4 gigs of DDR4, well, LPDDR4, which I understand makes it a lot faster because the dual channels. Again, no Wi-Fi, but does come with a 1 gig Ethernet port. You can use, with both of these, you can use Wi-Fi dongles. So if you have something around the house, I tend to use TP-Links. These tend to have drivers in the version of Linux that I use that make it easily bootable. So, and the nice thing about this is where if wireless was on the board, you are stuck with that wireless, and of course, unless you use something like this, where you might be getting a board with G or N, and you want to use AC, so that's kind of nice. Okay, this comes with 4K HDMI out, the 40-pin GPIO, and instead of using a micro, they've went to the newer USB-C, which I really do like. The only reason I prefer this over the micro is the fact that the power supplies I bought in the past, after a while, the connector on the power supply side tends to start bending and getting weak. So they tend to break. So again, this is really nice. Now the one down side to it, and this is me being nitpicky, it only comes with 16 gigs of EMC on board. It would be nice if they did like LibreComputer and let you choose your module, so that way you can grow it. But it does, like all of these boards, it does allow you to use a standard SD card, and you can do it. It also has a infrared on there, so again, you could make this into a media device using the little remote. You do have a power and reset button, so pretty nice. And as you can see, I bought this as a kit from Banana Pi off of Amazon. It's a nice little kit. I did change out the fan. This is a 30 by 30 millimeter fan with blue LED, just because I like to see them glowing, and that was real nice. I did have a bit of problem with the back plane, so if you're wondering, yes, it did come with one, but my fat fingers broke it real quick. Next is the Khadas, and I was pretty excited when this was touted, because as you guys know, there has been a Raspberry Pi shortage, and I got this one for around 60 bucks. By the time I got the case, it ended up being around 70. And this is, as you notice, it's not the same form factor as the Banana Pi M5 or the LibreComputer. These are both, again, Raspberry Pi 3 form factors, so technically I could use another case. I would have to do a little cutting because of USB-C, but Khadas, their boards are pretty much all the same, so it was very unusual. So okay, let's go ahead and so we have two USB 2 on the board. We have a 100 megabit, which, or 100 meg Ethernet on it, which I was a little bit kind of disappointed, because you would think this has the AMLogic S905 Y4 and goes at 2 gigahertz. The X3 can go up to 2 gigahertz, and Banana Pi did put a gig on here. This will support, the CPU will support a gig, but I guess cost-wise, it was easier just for them to go with the 100 megabits. Okay, continuing on, does come with Wi-Fi rated up for AC, so you don't need adapters. It does come with antennas with it. HDMI 4K underneath this little breakout part of the case. 40-pin GPIO, USB-C power, which is right there. And again, onboard EMC, so you're locked in at 16 gigs, which again, I'm hoping down the road that they'll just put a slot and you can buy your own EMC adapter with the size that you would like. One of the cool features of this is that you can use OWOW, which allows you to install Linux over the internet or Android TV or other OSs on there. Price-wise, okay, again, could be anywhere from 40 to 60. Actually, this is $65, so this was $75 when I fully got it loaded. Real quick, the AMLogic semiconductor, their headquarters are in the US, but they tend to mainly focus on the Chinese market. They first came on the market in 2016, and the S95 series is touted from being anywhere from, again, 1.5 up to gigahertz. And this, real quick, this has a quad core Cortex A53. This has a quad core Cortex A55, and this one touts that it was kind of designed to do neural network acceleration. Okay, so I assume that means it can do AI pretty fast. And then lastly is the Cortex A3500. Now, the one thing that's kind of unique about the AMLogic boards is this particular processor that's in the potato is in your Fire, your Amazon Fire TV. All right. This I'm going to put this graphic up with the little notes about this particular product up on Ugly Press, so you guys can follow it. And just going from left to right again are the boards that we're talking about. And just a couple notes. The potato right now is on sale. You can actually get a board, a heatsink, and a generic wireless dongle for $40. And there has been a link, at least on my page, where you could get a $5 coupon and get it down as low as 35. The banana pie, and I need to make a correction here. I know I said from $40 to $60, but actually $40 to $75. The banana pie M5 actually comes in higher at $75 on Amazon. There is a kit that comes with the case, heat sinks, fans, power supply, and that's about $120. I'll put a link to both of those. Okay, and then lastly is the Khadas. Like I said, this came out earlier in the year and was being touted as, a Raspberry Pi 4 replacement when the scarcity was going on. Now that Raspberry Pis are coming back, hopefully you can find one at a reasonable price. I've actually seen on Facebook, of all places, where sellers are actually selling the Raspberry Pi 4 with 4 gigs anywhere from $50 to $70. So we'll do that. Some of the projects that you can do with these are you can set up Android on these and run it. You can again run Linux on these, and the LibreComputer actually will run Pi-holes, so if you needed something to block ads and things like that, it can do it. Alright, I'm now going to show you one of the projects that I've done with a LibreComputer. Okay guys, so the nice thing about all these boards that you see line up here is that you can find up-to-date OSs if you go over to Armbian. So Jammy Ubuntu is out there, and Bookworm, Debian Bookworm is there. So you still can get up to date. You can do retro gaming on some of these. I'll probably later on show you guys one with the LibreComputer, and I'm thinking about doing the Orange Pi. The Khadas, I'm waiting until I get a couple more boards in. I actually have a VIM1 coming in and a VIM2 Max, and I just want to kind of do a comparison. Right now I'm running, I believe, Android on this, and I had better luck with it than Ubuntu, and that was just because you guys have heard me said this in the past. I probably could have put I'm probably going to do this. I'm going to put Armbian Jammy on here and load up Cinnamon or X-Face on it, just to kind of show you. Right now it's got GNOME. Because this thing only has 2 gigs, it's slow and very not responsive. But just to kind of show you, when I talk about projects and things like this, first of all, this was a really unique case that came out a few years ago that actually made your small board computer, it's got the Raspberry Pi, but look like a Nook. And what was nice about it was you could put and this was designed for a Raspberry Pi 3, so you could put your board up top. Okay, it had some standoffs, so if you needed to raise it up a little bit, you could, but it just clips in nice. And as you guys see, I have it in there. I have this is again a TP-Link with a longer range, and the bottom of the case you could put an actual hard drive on it. The SD slot is there, and give me a second. Here we go. just to show you guys why I like this case so much, was the fact that, well, actually, I won't pull it apart, but down here there's a 2.5 SATA drive, and I'm using SATA to USB on this. Now, a Renegade would probably be better, but I wanted to just show people that you can do stuff with it, and I'm running open volt media with this. The long game antenna is, this sits in my living room, and my office is in the other room, and believe it or not, with this 1 terabyte hard drive that's below here, I'm getting pretty incredible speed, and open volt media has been working out. So you don't need to spend a lot of money. I think all in this little project cost me about 150 bucks by the time I got the antenna, the SD card. Again, I'm running Armbian Debian Bullseye, which is version 11 with open volt on there. And one of the things I wanted to show you guys, let me get this out. With all of these boards, don't use cheap generic SD cards. If you can, get you a decent SD card. This was on sale a while back. Now they're pretty much 15 bucks at Micro Center. Okay, on Amazon, I got 4 of these for like 40 bucks. So you can find Samsung Evo Selects at a great price. And these are really good high-end SD cards that will help you run your projects. Okay. And then, yeah, I log in this remotely. You know, let's see if I can get the name to show up. I'm gonna work on the white balance. Here we go. The above camera. So this shows up on my home network as a storage device, and I access it, and it works out pretty good. So in the months to come, we will be doing more learning Linux, and I just wanted again to show you that you can use small board computers. These AMLogics, they're easily to get. Depending how much money you want to spend. By the time you get a case, and if you get that special that I told you about, you're looking at something that's going to run you about, we'll say 50 bucks. Okay? If you wanted something a little bit with more speed for the Ethernet and has USB, the Banana Pi M5 is a real good one to get. And I may try to set this up as a NAS with the open volt and do comparisons on prices. And then lastly, again, the Khadas, these are unusual boards, and again, I got this for 1 or 2 reasons, and I got a video I got to finish, but I got this because, again, I think I've said on other videos, these are supposed to be the Cadillacs of the small board community, especially like the Edge 3, or sorry, the Edge and Edge 2. They're supposed to be really nice. The VIM4 is supposed to be really nice. But that's going to be it for this video. This is a TerraPup, and this wanted to show you a product, the AMLogic 905 boards. And if you look out there, you can find some specs. If you'd like me to do some videos with these, just to show you what they look like, I'm more than willing. I haven't posted it, but I do have a video of this running the desktop. Okay, I do have video of this. I have not posted doing the same. This one you have seen me do that, and we'll put it in the link above. Okay, but just wanted to show you a great source of small board computers in the same family that you could go out there and try. This is TerraPup. Until next time, peace.